Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki for those of you who are new here, and for those of you who are not, welcome back. So I was super excited to sit down and film today, and I'm just going to be straight up with you guys. This video is going to be a bit of a train wreck. I was going to do a tutorial, not even a review really, of the Kaleidoscope palette from Profusion. This palette looks absolutely gorgeous. It's a big pan palette. Let me just compare it in size with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. It's a little bigger, but you guys, you will see there was a lot of bumps in this road just to get my eyeshadow done, because this video is just the eyeshadow portion. So let's jump into it. Okay guys, so I went ahead and started one eye first, and this tutorial I feel like is already getting to the point of being close to a train wreck. So this beautiful light blue here, I mean, it's called Blue Ice. It looks super pale. It looks gorgeous, but it literally doesn't, do you see this? It just doesn't, like, that is unacceptable. So I'm gonna try a different shade, because obviously, like, when you have a palette this colorful, you want to be able to use the shades. Every other shade I've used so far has performed incredibly so. So I'm hoping that it is kind of a fluke. I really wanted to do that, like, very bright, colorful inner corner for the cut crease, but that was just not happening. So there's lots of other really pretty shades in here. I don't know if I want to do like a blue or a purple. Let's see. I really wish you guys were here to like tell me what shade to pick. I think I'm going to try one of these pinks right here. I'm going to try Irreplaceable, just because it seems to me that it might be foiled enough to work. Plus, we haven't really tested out that formula yet in this palette. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Do you see how it like dips in right here? It's very much like that ColourPop-esque eyeshadow. So I'm actually going to apply it with my finger and see if that... Okay, so that's good. With the finger, it looks beautiful. It's very malleable and it feels super wet. So that's what I'm going to do on my lids. But is it a cream shadow? I'm unsure now. There is a big divot in the pan right now, so I don't know how well this is gonna go. I really feel like this is a cream shadow, you guys. Now that I'm playing with it, I thought it was more like a ColourPop formula, but I don't think this is getting set. It looks very glossy on the lid. Is this a train wreck? Is that what I'm experiencing here? I'm gonna try a different shade, because it looks super foiled and pretty, but it is so wet and like, do you see, like, okay. So cool, we'll try something else. I'm gonna try the shade Echoes, which is the shade right next to it, and I'm going to hope that it is not the same formula. It kind of feels like it is. I have always had like hit or miss with Profusion eyeshadows. I've noticed that their like matte formula is really good. I have another palette by them that I really enjoy, but for some reason this situation isn't exactly going as planned. Okay, this shade Echoes does seem to be that ColourPop formula. This Irreplaceable is more of a cream, like a gooey, glossy, weird finish. Very strange. I feel like I almost want to set this with something. Like, I'm so scared that this is literally just going to, I don't know, disintegrate into nothingness. So I hate to do this because I hate dipping between palettes, but I'm noticing that this Kaleidoscope palette is already missing a few things. First off, it's missing like a black and a brown, and I feel like if you're gonna have a palette with this many colors, you need to include that in there so that you can really complete a full look. This brown here is actually from the original Jaclyn Hill palette, and in addition to that, I'm also gonna jump into the second Jaclyn Hill palette and take the shade Ride or Diamonds and use this to kind of set, because I feel like if I don't set this inner corner, there's no way that that's not gonna move around. It already seems, I don't know if it's the shade Irreplaceable underneath or what, but it looks and feels very greasy on the eyelid. And I actually have somewhere to go after this, so I need this to not be a complete fail. So we're working with what we got and hoping that it is salvageable in some way. And you know, that's the thing with testing new eyeshadows. This is definitely a reality, so. I do like this look. I like the way it's coming together. I'm a little afraid that it is not what I was expecting from this palette. So I am at a completely different step in my makeup, and you guys will have already seen me get started on the eyes and stuff, but I wanted to show you what some of these matte bronzer shades look like, because I definitely think that they are meant not only to be used as transition shades, but also on the face. So I'm going to test them on the face real quick. I'm going to start with the shade Russet down here. And I think that looks like a nice little bronzy tone that's not too cool tone or warm tone. I'm switching brushes real quick. This is from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe collection, just to really get in there. Okay guys, so it took a little bit of extra blending, but I really like this Russet shade for my face. I think I could even use it to do a little bit of nose contour, so I'm going to try that real quick. I think like probably this shade is just way too intense and like reddish for me to use on my face, but there's a lot of tonalities in here that I think will work for a few skin tones. Okay, I don't know if I would actually contour with this. It's a little bit too intense, I think, for all over my nose, but the powder's really nice, and like I'm noticing that it seems to work okay on my skin. Normally what I use to do my nose contour is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish up with that. But so far, yeah, I think that if you want to use this palette and use some of the bronzer shades, it will definitely work. Okay guys, so I already have primed my lids with some concealer, and I'm going to start with the shade Carving right here. I really wanted to have my eyes completed, or at least one eye entirely completed, before I showed you guys what I had done, but I do really like the mattes in this palette and I was very excited for it, but I'm noticing some discrepancies in the formula and I didn't want to toss this video. I feel like when there's a product that isn't good, or that I'm having trouble with, or that I'm just struggling with in general to make work, you guys should know about it so that you also don't just purchase it. Like, you know, there are things that are not going to have the best reviews, so here we go. I will say I love Profusion's matte formula. I've never had an issue with it. I'm going in with the shade Carving first, and then the shade Beat, just building up these oranges. Up to this point, basically, these eyeshadows were performing absolutely beautifully. I had zero complaints. Everything looked stunning. Then I'm going to go with the shade Fuego. I mean, look at this. I mean, this pigment is unreal. I love it. It's gorgeous. However, at this point, I came to realize that this palette does not even have a brown or anything resembling a brown to deepen this up with. So I decided to go in with something that I figured most of us had in our collection, which is just a deep brown. I'm going in with the original Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm just taking this brown shade right here to deepen up the outer corner of the eye look, because I really feel like this look needed a nice deep outer corner. You could definitely like go in with black or something as well, but I just decided to go with brown, and the brown in this palette is incredibly nice. I really have never experienced issues with Morphe shadows. That is just my personal like experience with them. They're like one of those like ride or die formulas for me. I pretty much will reach for them any time of the day, any day, because I know that they're good. So then I decided to cut my crease. I'm gonna just do that really quick with some concealer. The trick to this is making sure that you go above your regular like crease. You see my crease is right here. If I were to go there, because I have hooded eyelids, you wouldn't be able to see any of the eyeshadow that I'm using basically. So I'm gonna do that up to right about there. This is where I really experienced major issues with this formulation in this palette. So first I went with this blue and it just was unacceptable. You guys will have seen this already. And I'm going to go ahead and just repeat those steps on this inner corner of this eye a little bit to make them match. Okay guys, so this is what the look is looking like as of right now. we struggled there for a minute. I've definitely done looks like this in the past on my channel, and I was hoping this one would be completely different and a little bit more unique. But even now you can see that that formula underneath from the Kaleidoscope palette is really greasy, and it's making my eyes look a little off. So I'm a little disappointed in that, because even when I tried to save it, it wasn't working. Right now I'm just going in with some liquid eyeliner. This is from the brand Folklore Beauty. This is their Beam eyeliners. I use this one a lot on my channel actually, and I really enjoy this formula. I figured this was gonna try to save this makeup look a little bit, but jumping back in to the Kaleidoscope palette, I'm gonna take the shade Alive and just run it on the lower part of the eye. When I do really intense colorful looks, I like to only use like one shade on the lower eye or the lower lash line. Plus, I'm honestly afraid to try other like formulas in this palette at this point. It's really disappointing that I feel this way, because a lot of these look really nice, but this situation, like these three shadows, were just such a fail. Let me know if you guys think I should try other formulas and try a different eye look, or if I should just be like, no, and that is the end of this palette and we don't try that again, because this was really disappointing. I'm going back in with the brown from the Jaclyn Hill palette just to deepen up this outer corner a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and put some mascara and some falsies on, and hopefully that will salvage this cracking, creasing situation happening there. I might actually take some of this Jeffree Star highlighter and dab it over top. This is such a mishmash of shades on my eyelid right now because it looks it looks very weird in person. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera how strange it looks, but like it's starting to look crackly and such. It's not exactly what I was going for at all, but we're here now and we're just gonna push through. Okay guys, so by the way, if you see me looking over here, I got a new monitor and I'm so excited because I feel like I can finally like make sure that I'm in frame really well and stuff. So that was that. By the way, I have the Perfect Precision lip liner in the shade Bear. Excuse my random nail. Hello. And I have this gloss all over my lips. This is the Maybelline Filter Gloss. I got 3 shades of this gloss. It is so good. I think my favorite one is the shade Moon. It has this like really pretty shimmer effect and hyaluronic acid, and it is really, really nice. And look how glossy and juicy it is. Like, come on. I'm a big fan of that. But the face is all done. Lashes are on. These lashes are some of my favorite. I literally have talked about these so much on my channel. This is what a brand new clean pair looks like. Mine need a little bit of cleaning, the ones I have on my eyelashes right now. But these are the Salon Perfect pre-permed push-up lashes. These are the tight curl effect ones, and if you're looking for a good pair of drugstore lashes, these are gorgeous. I absolutely love these. I think they are just stunning, and they're really full and fluffy and just dramatic, you know? I'm gonna go ahead and just set my face real quick, and I'll be right back to kind of give you guys my final thoughts. I know this video was a little bit everywhere, but I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back. I've gotten dressed and I've had some time to think through my thoughts a little bit. And to be honest, I saw this and it looked stunning in the store. I actually got mine at Walmart. I will insert the price right here for you guys. And a big part of me really enjoyed it and liked the mattes and stuff in here and this. I'm a little concerned about these glitters down here, just to be fair. I feel like they're not going to be the best already, and I really was only getting the palette for the business up here, but this formula is a lot of these like shimmer shades, which means that basically the palette would only be worth the matte shades, and I just don't know how worth it that is for me. You can already see I tried pressing my finger in this shade Deceiver down here, and it is the exact same thing. And my eyelids right now, if I like close my eyes, you can see this hard line right here. Like, I guess that like eyeshadow formula kind of balled up a little bit and got greasy. it's just a very greasy formula. I don't know how else to describe it, but like I'm constantly just patting it out, and like I'll pat it out and it'll be right back in like, I don't know, a few minutes. So that's really unfortunate, because truly, like, I like a lot of Profusion stuff, and I think they're a pretty good brand overall. I feel like this was kind of like a hit or miss palette. Like, if you want some really nice fun matte shades, that's great. I think this palette retails for $17 or something like that, and yeah, I'm disappointed to say the least, because I was expecting like the best of the best with this palette, because I definitely have other Profusion palettes that have really amazing shimmers. So those are my thoughts on this. It's kind of like a grain of salt situation with this palette. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed this look. You can definitely recreate it with any other palette out there. Basically, this exact look you can recreate with the Jaclyn Hill 1 and 2 palettes. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.